Well, all right, we here.
All right, well,
You know, you've been talking about this for a while now.
yeah. Today's a nice day to have a little conversation. We want to dive into something a little different. Um, More under the mental health realm, depression, something that you really shy away from. You don't really touch on it as young black brothers.
Yeah, true.
It's something that we don't really voice ourselves on. So yeah, I guess we trying to create a little platform where we could discuss it and talk about our own situations and what we did to deal with it and what we doing to deal with it, and I guess keep it going.
Yeah. I was definitely hesitant for a while to start this. It's not meant to really be on camera. And all,
Yeah.
You know, time step out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
You see. So you're talking about depression today.
Right.
So, what is at least one time you feel really real depression? Not like when you was a kid.
Right.
Anything
As an
like that.
adult?
As an adult.
Where to start, boy? I wouldn't like to. There are a couple of things could affect you as a person, especially as a man. I would say finances is one. Like we just probably jump one time. Like something that people don't really talk about. Finances, when you have, you're good. When you don't have, you're studying how to get it. And then when you don't have it, you're studying all the things that you need to do. If that people reliant on you. If you feel like you could do more. And it does put pressure on your back that, it kind of hard to deal with. Is make you feel down at times, like it has so much I want to do. If it's a family man, you don't even just want to be a family man. If you just have things that you want to accomplish as a person, as an individual, and you feel like you're not just there, it does be kind of hard to deal with it. It's put you in a slum sometimes, and it's getting down. It's be like, what to do, how to navigate through that and pick yourself up and get where you need to be, so you can do what you need to do, where you want to accomplish. Another one would be, I would say, as most people experience already, the loss of a loved one. That's probably the heaviest situation to deal with, especially if it is sudden. Yeah, but as you would know, and not to dive too much into it, but as you would know, I would have suffered a loss a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
My cousin, also known as my brother.
Yeah.
Well, that one rocked the family. Yeah. So that for me, that probably would have been the biggest traumatic experience to deal with, to digest now. It was hard. It was really hard. It was difficult. I felt like I could have seen myself changing, and I didn't know how to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Went through all the emotions, confusion, sad, angry. Okay, you're like, what the hell really going on now? Like, what's this? Yeah, I need like answers, some kind of clarity, which I didn't really get. I still didn't get it to this day, but you had to keep it pushing. At that point, I was a little withdrawn with everybody, and talking to nobody, family members, friends, the whole works. I was kind of to myself. I didn't really want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to grieve. I guess how I knew best, which would have been to isolate myself a little bit. Shed some tears. You're angry. You cuss the world in your mind out loud a couple of times, and yeah, just isolate myself. I was down. I wasn't eating properly. I know for sure I wasn't sleeping properly. I don't know if you remember, I lost weight. Yeah, I lost weight for that. I threw off some weight. I wasn't eating. But that's one of the hardest things I ever dealt with in my life. And I know people that say with time it gets easier, and it is a fact. I mean, at the point in time, I didn't really want to hear that. It's like what people say, like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, that's not gonna comfort me in no kind of way,
Yeah.
But with time, it does get better. But what I could say now, looking back, don't try to shoulder everything yourself. You gotta let people in. you had to talk to somebody, you know. Especially in Trinidad, in our culture, you do that, you're soft. You open up to somebody, you're soft, you're sassy, you're a bitch, you know, that kind of way.
Whip
But
like a little bitch.
yeah. But you know, but now, if you're being real, you had to lean on somebody at some point in time. If you feel like you have a close friend, whether it, or a significant other, family member, or whatever the case is, that you could lean on, do that. If you don't, my advice would be to seek like professional assistance now.
Yeah.
Like go to a therapist or something.
Did you do that? I can't remember.
Nah. Nah, well, at least not at first. Not at first. As I said, I didn't know better. So I tried to show her everything on my own. And then when I realized how it affected me and affecting the people around me, I had to dial back a little bit and be like, yeah, they're not trying to do me harm. They're trying to look out for me. It's just people who consider me and they care for me. They're trying to check up on me and, you know, make sure I'm okay and help me through this difficult time. So
I think, sorry to cut you off, but one thing to experiencing like a loss as well.
Yeah.
I feel like people, you know, sometimes you don't be thinking right.
nah.
You don't be thinking right
Your
at
head
all.
don't be good. You don't be in the right frame of mind at all.
You don't be right at all in your mind. You know, little things sometimes just set you off. Because little things used to set me off, like small little things. But yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, but now what I had to realize is that they weren't out to get me. They were out to seek my best interest. You know, and just try to make sure that I'm doing okay physically and mentally. So you know, it's how people who just try to mind their business, to try to get a story. Somebody passed away, they want to find out how that person died or what's it called. We're not talking about them folks.
Yeah.
Talking about the ones that you know for sure consider you. Don't shut them out. Don't shut them out. Let them in, lean on them a little bit, and try to open up.
Yeah.
You never know. Just talking about it does help. It does help. Yeah, you had to get it out because you're gonna keep it inside and you stress yourself, you just remain down, and that's not good for you. Not good for you mentally, it's not good for you physically. You start to stress out, and like me, you wouldn't want to eat. That ain't good. That ain't good. Yeah, you know. So yeah, talk to your people. Let them know, hey, I'm not doing okay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I could, even if it's just a line, just to get your mind off of things. I just want a line. Just we don't have to talk about anything. I just. You don't want to link, like just grab a drink or wherever the case is, go and shoot some pool, go for a jog, wherever the case is. Do that, do something positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sit down and get it out, because just having somebody there, it does help, rather than isolating yourself and you're just alone all the time, alone with your thoughts, things to make you want to kill yourself. That is not a joke, it's things that has crossed people's mind, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I would say, for me, that was one of the most toughest times that I had to deal with, where I really felt down, I really felt depressed, like I was crying all the time. I could see it now, you know, I was just showing it myself, I was just to myself, so nobody would see, so nobody would know.
Yeah.
Right? It was just me. But with time, I could say, it's okay to feel sad. You know, you cherish somebody and you lost them. So it's only natural that you would feel sad.
Yeah.
So it's all right to cry. It's all right to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry and confused. But I would say talk to somebody and don't isolate yourself. Yeah, that would be my 2 cents on trying to move forward in a positive way now.
Yeah.
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 What about you?
Now looking back at it now, I remember that whole scene that went on, and I can't remember like if I was like there for you, like I was supposed to be. Now I didn't even realize like you was going through that so much.
Yeah.
I know you didn't lose weight. I never really understand depression.
Yeah.
Till later on, a couple of years after, whatever. But you know, I don't know if I feel like I was there for you enough or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you used to check in on me, you know, but I know, as I say, it was on me, I wasn't really. Because you used to want to pass and check me, I want to come and heal you and make sure you're alright and things. And you used to call and message, and I used to talk to you, but like, for seeing people, I feel like at that point in time, in my mind, it wasn't what I needed now. I just needed to not see people. Because I feel like if I see you, I'm going to talk about it. And I see you, I know you're coming to check on me, and I'm going to probably break down. And, you know, I just didn't want that. I'll be like, you know, nah, let me just deal with it on my own. I'll be all right, you know. If I had to cry, I'll cry by myself. And just rally through the emotions, you know. But, yeah, there's live and there's learn. And that is not the right way to do it now, boy.
Yeah. For real.
That's not the right way.
Yeah, well, I think the first time, I mean, I feel like I was depressed like when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
there's nothing compared to,
All children, let's go through that.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
When I leave home and all kind of shit and all kind of shit. But the first time I really experienced depression hard was like when my sister passed last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, May 25th.
Yeah.
You know, almost a year now.
Yep.
You know, still feel like yesterday.
Yeah.
So I remember that day. That day just went so fast.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I was with my girlfriend at the time. He was actually heading south to go and get some shoes because he was supposed to go a concert the next day or something.
Right.
So like minutes to 8 over, about to leave from by her, he had a phone call. My brother-in-law saying, Tiffany responded, I had to rush you to the hospital thing.
Right.
Thing. So immediately plans changed.
Yeah. That shut down everything.
Jump in the car, girlfriend jump in the car, rush down the road. But anyway, thinking back at it now, I feel something feel off.
Yeah.
I feel something off heading there now, boy.
Yeah.
And reach the hospital now, see my niece, my nephew, and my brother-in-law mother. And I was outside over talking, just trying to get information over. And I had like 1 or 2 nurses that was there just kind of talking. And we there for a while. And something the man say, but the man say, what he say? He said, when she come in, she wasn't breathing or anything now.
Right.
Like she already go.
Yeah,
When he said that, I just get up and walk off one time. I was about to cry. I started crying. I just walk up to the side. I started crying over because I was feeling it now, boy. And you know, maybe like 15 minutes later or so, I get a phone call from Kyle, however. And I can't remember to call you. I call you and
Yeah,
say,
call me. Yeah,
I call you and tell her something going on with Tiffany. I call my mother too anyway.
Right.
I tell her, well, Tiffany in the hospital, something going on.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what's going on. Yeah. So I call you, tell you what's going on.
I remember that. You wake me up. You wake me up with that call. Yeah, I remember that day vividly. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, I hear the phone call. Sorry to cut you off, but I hear the voice. I was like, this call me this early in the morning, my keys. I said, all right, let me take this call. They say, oh, we have some bad news, voice. I wake up one time. I remember you telling me, you know, it's tougher thing. But went on with her and she in the hospital, and then they give me the news. I just sit up on the bed and causing shock. Now getting up and now trying to catch my bearings, and I was like, what you saying? What you saying? And then you tell me, I was just like, where? And I just start to scamper and start to organize myself now, because I was like, nah, I'm coming up.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was probably crying when I called you because, yeah, Kyle, my brother-in-law, he did call me and tell me that she didn't make it. She passed away now because he was inside there with her, whatever. And I did just feel it, boy.
Yeah.
When that man did say she wasn't responsive or anything, I just feel it. Something was just off.
Yeah.
And give me that call there. He told me I had to call my parents and tell me that. So I called you first.
Right.
And tell you that. And then I had to call my mother and my father and tell them that.
Yeah.
Well, that was the most traumatizing phone call I ever had to make in my life.
I can imagine, like that.
I tell moms that, and mom just had a ball.
One time,
and she was just screaming on the phone.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah.
It took me a while to call her because I
You gotta catch yourself. Because you now get the news. So you don't deal with it, and then you got action.
So you're still a parent now, you know? And both of them not in the country. So.
Yeah, it's nothing I could really do at that point in time other than just bear the news now.
Yeah, so when I think I called mom first.
Right.
And that was real hard. Sometimes, some days I just think of that whole morning. Some days when I wake up, I just think about that whole thing and just break down and cry and stuff. And it real, like even now, I'm feeling like super emotional. I feel like I want to cry and think every time I think about it now, boy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I mean, people might think, well, 1 year, that fresh, you know, 1 year is like yesterday.
Yeah, and it was just so sudden because even so, like probably like a week and a half before, I remember I went and check her.
Right.
And she had told me like her asthma come back. And she had an inhaler and all of that. And I remember I was laughing about it now. I had asthma
you had asthma when you was young.
And I had it real bad.
The inhaler and everything.
I had it real bad now. So I was just kicking off for it.
Yeah.
Not knowing a week and a half later, she gone pass away.
Yeah.
And I called Pops after I called Moms because she was just screaming on the phone. And then she just kind of hung up now. And I called Pops. I could have barely. I was on the phone quiet for a while.
Yeah.
I can say I didn't even know how to say it.
Yeah.
And eventually I ended up telling him, and he just had a bawl and scream and cry, and I had all breakdown, and it was very traumatizing.
Yeah. I remember with Greg when he passed. Keisha, she made the call to I think she called me if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think I missed the call. Yeah, she did call me and I missed the call. Right, and she ended up calling the household. Right, I was in fasting at the time. And Moms ended up taking the call as early hours in the morning. And you know when people call in your house on that kind of time, you know it's something wrong. So I up now. And I outside the door, I listening. I saying, I probably an accident or something of the sort now. I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. Let me just wait to hear. But my mother, she was always talking on the phone on loudspeaker now. So I hearing everything. I hear Keisha talking to Moms, and then she say, well, there's all went to Greg again, you know, saying he died. So I outside the door and I saying to myself, I ain't just hear what I hear now. I was like, I confused. Cause my mother, she's like, yeah, right, all right, yeah. Like it didn't register with her yet now.
Yeah.
And then like when she really catch herself, what she just say, same thing. Breakdown, start a ball. And I outside the door like what's this boy? Like this happening right now?
Yeah.
And so now I taken her back. I had to catch myself now. Pops come outside, Ched does it, man, you know. She comes, she had to happen because she hearing Moms. I tell her, she and all shop. Now I know my mother, she gonna and call, who she had to call or whatever. She called Short Man. He break down. I think he ended up hanging up on all kind of thing. Cause he in shock too now. He's like, what are you saying? I call Q. Now you know two of them, like distance small now. So I say to myself, I gotta call this man and tell him this now. Right? So I take a minute, I call him. And I know he's work shift and things sometimes. So I say, boy, I say, where? He home. I say, alright. I pause. Trying to catch myself. I say, boy, I have something to tell you, but I don't even know how to say it now.
Yeah.
So I just gonna tell him. And I end up telling him what happened. And he paused. He's like, what? He paused. I say, yeah, boy, I break down. One time I can't hold it, you know, when I catch myself, I break down. So he's like he in shock. He's like, all right, I'll call you back. Hang up.
Yeah.
Go on. Call Tall Man. Call Tall Man right after. Tell him. He and all in shock. He's like, what you telling me right now? Thing. He's like, how that happened? Thing. He asks little details and then he's like, hey, I'll call you back. Hang up. You had to catch yourself. Call Keisha. Keisha give me the information. Talk to Aki after. And then after that, I had to go and check on my mother. Okay, you know, that was like a son to her. Yeah. So now I inside with Mom's toy sitting on the ground crying. Pops come outside because he don't know I looking to press, I looking to go down by the hospital.
Yeah.
A man is not letting anybody leave the house. A man is hiding keys and he's not letting anybody go. And we had to sit with it. We had to sit with it for a while. But that morning, that's still playing in my mind now, boy. Like, it's not something you could get over. Yeah. When they get that kind of news, when they get that kind of phone call, it's not something you could get over.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's not something I'd wish on anybody because it's not an easy situation to deal with now. You don't know what to do. Yeah. And from then going forward, it was just up and down. We're more down than up, but it was a rough time.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's the first time I ever lose somebody like so close.
Yeah.
I remember I talked to her like a few days ago, and she recently lost a friend
Yeah.
And she was feeling that type of way, and we was talking in the middle of the night. It was like, could have been like 1 in the morning or something. And she just gave me the story about her friend and things like that. And she had, I think the service was the next day.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was trying to give her a little encouragement of, and then a couple of days after, that was
Yeah.
it. And yeah, that whole hospital thing, like I say, I just remember that every day.
Yeah. I hate hospitals, you know. Hate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No good experience. Well, only one. Smally.
Yeah.
Only one good experience I have in the hospital.
Yeah,
Other than that, I don't want to go there for no reason at all. Call me after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that day, I think after we leave the hospital, I had to carry them kids and Kyle back home.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was with me at the time. We went by the house, we stayed for a while, but I consider I need some time to process. But
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I went back by her, but I told her I was going home. Like one thing I regret. One thing I regret is going home and being alone. I should have really stayed.
Just stay.
Stay with her and-
But you see, you're thinking that you wanna you had to process it and go through your own thoughts now, not knowing you just be setting up yourself, you know.
I went home, I curled up in a ball and I was just crying.
Yeah.
I was just crying, and then depression for me, it was just like all the time I was just feeling like a weight was pushing me
Pressing
down.
it down, yeah.
Pressing me down. I was feeling pain inside and outside
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. I thought I was doing okay and well, but
Yeah, the little waves just come back.
And now
it's hit your hard like
Yeah.
maracas. Yeah, it's come. Yeah.
it was just so overwhelming, and it was just constant. As soon as you wake up to when you're going to
Sad.
sleep, I can barely sleep. I lose 20 pounds. 20 pounds in weight. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
It's only a day when I really look at myself in the mirror and I say like, no, it's my clothes.
Right.
I try and something I normally used to try and I used to fit kind of snug. It would start to feel baggy.
Right.
So as time go on, I was just losing weight. I wasn't
Yeah.
eating. I wasn't.
Just
I feel
water.
like-
Just might drink some water and that's it.
I
And
didn't
you
feel
go
like going anywhere. I wasn't feel
Yeah.
like doing anything. My drive, everything was going. At times I thought, why it was so? It could have been me.
Yeah.
It should have been me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, she have 2 kids, family. Whatever. I don't have no children or whatever, anything like that. But I guess all that's part of the depression.
So
and
you
things
always
like
wonder why. You always look for the reason behind it. Like, where's the cause? You know, there's always say everything that's happened for a reason. To be honest with you, I hate to hear that, you know, because what you can tell me is the reason for that. What is the reason for that?
that. Yeah,
No
kind of
sound
understanding.
person in the mind want to hear something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, around the time I turn 14 and you're feeling from whatever the case is, I could stomach that. But don't approach me and tell me, boy, but you know, it's part of God's plan and everything that's happened for a reason. If you could show me the reason, show me. Explain to me why this had to be happening. Explain to me why we now had to be feeling empty on the inside and going through this right now. Like, what plan is it to how to go and bury a loved one and go through that whole ordeal now, you know?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
boy,
something you could never be prepared for.
Yeah.
Unless like a sick and like you
And
see
you
it
kinda
coming.
expect them coming,
Yeah,
yeah.
like something like cancer and you know it's progressive and you see it coming and you're like,
At least you might
well, we
have-
know they have like 6 months to live or whatever.
Yeah, at
It's not gonna be easy, but at least you can mentally try to prepare for it like you're seeing
time to
it.
kind of say goodbye.
Yeah,
you know?
but like when it gets snatched from you, it's like, like, I know, boy. Greg he was lying with me before.
Yeah.
You understand? He would come fast and we'd rock back, we'd talk some shit thing, whatever. And that's it, and then boom. Week after, that happened. And I was just like, I see this man just a couple of days ago. Like, this is a joke, but it's a prank. Yeah, it's a prank. This is some kind of sick joke man playing. It could never be real because it feel like a dream, you know.
Yeah.
I was in limbo until the funeral. I was just moving, just getting up. And you know what was really recommended too for that period? Pops Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when we had the wake and thing, we go by Keisha, it was like every night. We go every night. I know the dog was tired too, but we moving every night. You go in, thing, making sure Keisha have what she need or whatever the case is. We there, we waiting until it done to her, we packing up, then we coming home. And we doing that every day.
Yeah.
It's that time, I remember that time I look into little Pops knock out on the couch and I was just like, nah, let the dog sleep. I could just go and, if there's anything here, just come after now.
Yeah.
I shoot him a message and let him know I push him up by Keisha there, but Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That and something as simple as that is some ways overlooked now. Like that little support now because I mean he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be rude. And me kinda go once, show your face, make sure everybody alright, and then next time you see them is at the funeral. Little things like that now, little things like that. So when you look back, well when I look back is pay attention to who was there, even if they could not physically be there.
Yeah.
Like who would reach out to you and try to make sure you're okay. If it's a call or if they know like you wouldn't really take the call because you ain't feeling to talk to nobody, they'll shoot you a message. Just checking in. Hey, you alright? You eat? What going on with you? Where you head at? How you feeling today? Thing, you need anything? Let me know. I ain't trying to be in your space, but that kind of way, yeah, that's kind of people you had to cherish, man, because you can't do everything by yourself. Especially going through shit like that. You can't do that alone. For sure. For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely realize that now, you know. And yeah, I would see my girlfriend at the time. She definitely helped me out. She definitely hold it down because I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's just to me.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't hold on. I was just a zombie. I was just going to work, home, trying to link with my brother-in-law to organize what we had to organize and things like that. And I was just a zombie. I was just angry all the time. I was angry. Little things just used to set me off. I was just
agitation is like, you're not yourself.
Yeah.
So you might be a little more aggressive. You might be a little more uneasy. And as I say, the slightest things will just throw you off. It's like, I don't really want to deal with this. I don't want to hear this kind of talk. I don't want to deal with nothing. I just dealing with what I had to deal with already, and that's enough. I don't want to hear nothing. Like if you're in traffic, you might want to ram into the back of somebody's car. Like the light change, drive your car, boy. Let me go. You know, that's the slightest things. The slightest things. You know.
I would definitely say my girlfriend when we was together at that time, she definitely held it down. And you and my mother. One thing, me and my mother get real close after this.
Yeah. And all was already good.
Yeah, it was already good.
No,
but
yeah.
Because I don't know what it's like to lose a child. You know, what is that feeling? And she not in the country at the time, so she couldn't really do anything like that. You know, just not being there. I can't imagine how that feeling is for her.
Because you know your mother is like a second mother to me, and I didn't know what to tell her. I didn't know what. I just messaged her, we talk. You know, I would check up on her just like I would check up on you. Yeah. But I was like, Mom's the of words. Like what to say, boy?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to her, and it was sad. It was hard because you could only imagine. You can't actually understand now, but you could only imagine what it's like.
Yeah, for them, so from me and them past them months, I was honestly kind of just spiraling. I didn't even know if you did notice that or anything like that. I was just...
Yeah, that's why I used to be in the chat every day. Just pass out, just heal it, you know. Just try to be there now, but not try to be there too much to be all up in your face and that kind of, you know, pose. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
I can remember. I remember when we had to go to the hospital and when they was releasing the body, you did come and check. I didn't even expect you to come and
I should
link me. Yeah. And we had to go in the back and to identify her body and. I remember looking across at you and you was like.
Yeah, but I remember that.
I remember that. Watching her there. That was just.
Yeah. I must say, Mom's coming clutch there, girlfriend at the time, she come in clutch because I had to laze with the two of them to get the info now. So like there's like, we going up today for this time, whatever, where it is you're going, I was like, alright, bet. Yeah, I'll go.
I wasn't expecting you to be there.
I had to go up and make sure you're alright and thing. I'll see if I could go before if you know what time you're going. And I remember that day was rough. That day was rough. It was rough because I went in. I went to the wrong room. I was supposed to go in the waiting room where all those you and Kai was sitting down. I went to the back where they actually had the body, and I was talking to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, tell somebody that fit the description," and he ended up showing me the body. And I say, "Brother," I say, "Yeah." I say, "Close the back up there." I say, "Yeah," but I say, kind of catch him off guard there. I wasn't expecting him to do that, and I was like, "Them fellas coming here yet?" It's like, "Nah." I was like,
"Oh, you went in first?"
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Well, I know probably Kyle went in first and thing, but we was in the waiting room. I didn't know you went in.
I went in the back where they had the body.
Yeah,
Just our bodies zip up now. So
Yeah, 'cause
I don't know who is who, obviously.
Yeah, we was waiting for the results.
Yeah.
On the autopsy results.
Yeah.
Or whatever now.
So when I was talking to the guy and I was giving him the description and I was telling him cause or whatever, he's like a Rasta? I was like, yeah. He's like, hold on. He's like, he walk inside and then he come back outside. It had a table right there.
Yeah,
Right? Zip up everything. And he do so. I think he check the tag and he's like, hold on. But you know, it's second nature for them. So that's their everyday
Yeah,
life. So
everyday
the man
thing,
just thing, zip the bag and open it. And I see her then and I say, yeah, boy. I say, all right, brother. I say, all right. A little warning next time, yeah? I was like, well, yeah, but and then right after I asked him, I was like, them fellas coming here. He's like, nah, I think the husband outside. Thing. I was like, which part? And he direct, man. Then I come around and check all this. So when we all walk to the back, I was like, yeah, Keeks. Sure, boy?
Yeah, I had to, boy.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't see her when she passed when the Saturday. I
Right.
didn't see her.
Okay.
I wanted to go in, but obviously I couldn't go in at the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was just like a real super tough period because I was breaking down all the time. I remember this one time, me and my girl we was in town. We went to get some food and then I was going back by her driving up the road. And she was sleeping. She fell asleep, and I was crying
Going up.
going up the road. I trying to hold it together and then reach back by her, thing up my face.
Yeah.
I don't know if she realized at that time.
Yeah.
Went upstairs. She was tired, so she ended up kind of falling
Knocking out,
asleep.
right.
So I just had a breakdown. I remember I was on the ground, lie down, crying. She ended up getting up and kind of consoling me and hugging me up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just a real tough.
Yeah.
Very,
It's
very
full
super
of it.
hard.
No matter how big and strong it is, it will bring it to your knees, you know. Yeah.
And I remember funeral was coming up, and I didn't write. I had to speak now. I didn't write anything.
I remember.
I couldn't write
I
anything.
remember. Yeah.
And is my girl, she write that for me. I just
Right.
tell her different stories and
Yeah,
experiences,
yeah,
and she helped put that together.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say
I
anything.
couldn't do that for Greg at all.
Yeah.
I telling you,
I almost didn't go up and say anything because it was
That's too tough. You couldn't
overwhelming.
think about how you're doing that. Yeah. I commend Keisha. I telling you, I don't know how she do. She had to be on some. Sorry, Keisha, if you see
Yeah.
this, but I tell you, I said she had to be on
had
some.
to
'Cause
find
I
the strength, boy.
couldn't do it. Me and Q had a reading to do
yeah.
out of the book, and but we had to go up and do it together. But yeah. That boy.
I just feel, I remember just feeling weak. I feel like my knees, I feel like I was just going to jump them.
I was
could pull myself
I
up.
watching and I was like, it coming. I was like, yeah, it coming. I said, he going good, you know. I say, if he make it through, in my mind, I sit down and I think it. I say, yeah, if he make it through, he good. He real good. I say, cause I couldn't, boy. I couldn't do it. And then I see it coming, I was like, yeah. Then I see Kyle, I was like, all right.
Yeah, the
you know.
end is the end. The
Yeah.
end mash 'em up. The end mash 'em up.
Nah, you did good. You did better than I would have,
The
for
end,
sure.
it was even though you were the little sister, I always used to look up to you now.
boy. Yeah.
And, you know, because she was always just doing things and trying to progress in life, and that was just who she was now, boy. And
She's like a second mother to you, you know, if you being real. Cause like, if like, I remember, if you do some kind of shit, you go out and nobody know where Keeks go, and nobody getting onto Keeks. She call my phone.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Tiffany call me. She said, Os, talk to me. You know where Keeks is? He went somewhere last night, nobody ain't getting on to him. I said, what do you mean nobody ain't getting on to him? Calling the man, phone it off. I'm like, what's going on with this man, boy? And she vexed her. She started like she ready to get some blows, brother.
Yeah.
And then I message you or I call you nothing. I said, boy, you see if I can try to get to this man, show by place or something. And then when I look to organize myself, yeah, boy, that was not going in, my battery dead, boy. I said, brother, call your sister. Call your sister, because she called me and me worried. You know, we didn't know what's going on. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. She always used to be looking out all the time. Yeah. All the time.
Well, there's one thing I would say, yeah, that definitely, you see, talking. But I'm a person, ever since I growing up, I always kind of keep things in that way.
Where the camera? He ain't lie yet.
I just keep things though. I don't know why it is. I don't know what has caused that, but I like to kind of work things out by myself and figure things out by myself.
Yeah.
And you know, through last year, as in months past, I realized that I definitely shouldn't be doing that anymore. You know, I definitely, from talking to you and moms and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know, Ollie definitely, and my girlfriend at the time definitely helped me kind of get through it, because
Yeah.
Ollie was checking up on me every day, and I was just
You had
seeing
to
how I was
force your hand.
feeling.
You had to
And
squeeze it out there. Yeah.
yeah, that make me, like, even now, I just come and talk to you about anything and
Yeah.
everything, and I definitely don't keep anything inside
Yeah.
anymore.
I must
No, I mean,
say.
not talking to everybody about it, you know, talk to
You have
people.
certain people I could go to, yeah.
But definitely what has helped me now, and what definitely continuing, is definitely opening up.
Right.
When I feel in that type of way, talk,
Be a little more vocal about it.
definitely, because you feel a lot lighter. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just let go.
Yeah. I must say, after you experience that whole situation and you come to that realization, just to add what I was now saying, opening up, you helped me do that too. And you didn't even know that shit. You know?
know that.
Because everybody else has things to be dealing with, and you would never know. Like me, everybody know me, talkative thing. If you lie, and could be life for the party.
Yeah,
I
easy.
got that shit going on in my mind, and nobody will ever know. I laugh and I cracking jokes. Lime done, and everybody home in the place, and I could be saying, I'm like, yeah, I have some things to think about here now, you know, and it might be a little down now. And after that, and having you come to me and talk to me about certain things, I realize maybe you've been going about this the wrong way now, boy. As in me. As in
Yeah.
trying to do everything on your own and not talking to anybody and that kind of way. And I wouldn't lie to you, brother, it's been a very big help.
Yeah.
If I feel like I pressed about something and I'm saying to myself, hey, I want to talk to nobody about that, good. And then boom, I don't know if you'll be here, man, like you bug my phone or some shit like that, and you might shoot me a message, hey, what's going on? Or you might just send me something. Think, hey, you good, bye? I'll be like, bye. And then when the podcast coming in, yeah, 2-minute voice note, 3-minute voice note, boy, this all going on, boy, thing, you know?
Yeah.
Thing, and they just get it out and it feel lighter, you know, it's really help. It's really help, boy.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I've always definitely been a distant person.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like I've changed a lot, and I definitely open up a lot more and things
Yeah.
like that. And it has definitely helped, and you know. And I say I appreciate you for listening, and even all the few people that I talk to and things like that. You know, I remember this time I was
Same way.
where I was, boy. I can't remember where I was going, but I was heading home. I remember that. And accidentally, I think I called G at the time.
Yeah.
And I was heading home. And you're not answering over and you were just talking. I didn't think I ever tell you. I didn't think I ever tell you this story.
I ain't sure.
Yeah. I ended up calling him by accident. I didn't realize that. When I look, before I was in the car driving, and when I look up, I see him, it's a video call now. Say, hey, what going on? Thing. End up chopping it up, ask how you going.
Yeah.
And I just talking to him, and I just started to cry. I pull over and I was talking about that, and I just started crying.
Yeah.
And he did that. And he just listened.
Yeah.
He was just listening. He didn't say too much or anything. He gave encouraging words and things, but he was just listening, and dog, as soon as I finished cry, I was just like, I real cry. Trust me, I tell you, I pull over.
Yeah.
For a
You have
good while.
to get it out.
Yeah, I was holding it in, I just cry for a good while. I started to feel a little lighter.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, hey, you know, you should probably start talking a little more. Holding it in together doesn't do you any
That
good.
build up. That's
Yeah,
pressure.
you explode.
I'll kill you, no? Yeah.
It'll explode.
That'll kill you.
And I learned that the hard way. Because last year, a lot of stuff happened to me, and some of it was my fault and some of it wasn't my fault. As in, like I said, it's the first time I experienced something like that.
this. So you
And
don't know
I
how
didn't
to deal. It's not like a
navigate.
pre-plan, yeah.
I don't know how to navigate, and from somebody who don't really open up and be distant, I don't want to be vulnerable and crying and
talking
things like
and,
that.
yeah, and
with
people
anybody.
seeing it like that and that kind of way, yeah.
I don't know what it is, boy.
I get that.
I don't know what it
It's
is.
stigma, but that's just how we built and how we grew up. We were never educated on that now, like, you know, how to deal with certain things, you know. The whole thing, boy, man, don't cry, but you know, you have to take it to your chin, whatever, you know, just deal with it and keep it pushing.
Yeah, cause even if, like, my pops was never like encouraging, like, yeah, you should cry sometimes. And
Yeah.
It was like kind of be tough. Yeah, be strong.
Yeah. Be a man.
Be a man.
Be
you
a
know?
man.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just
Just
work and dead. Just work and provide and dead. And that's it.
and
yeah.
don't talk about your feelings, but that's definitely wrong. I feel like we don't do that in the culture down here at all.
You need to shift the culture. You need to change it. It's really something. Now I'm not saying just wake up and you're walking around the place just crying, just so you know. I know I saying that. Like just clear the record. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to show emotion. It is okay to voice how you're feeling, boy. You know, nothing wrong with that. And that is what we need to understand, especially as men.
Yeah.
And we need to create a space where that is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than scolding somebody for it, you're coming out. Oh, look, he crying, he talking about
making fun of
emotion,
them,
he's a bitch, you know, that kind of way. Nah. Because, well, all right, I'm going to keep it in, and I ain't going to say nothing, and then I'm going to be tough, I'm going to be a man, right, and then stress take me, and then I dead. And then, who's the fool? Who's the fool?
You start to take it out on the people
other
you love.
people, yeah.
On the people you love.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah,
Even
just
though you don't
angry
mean
all
to.
the time. Just angry all the time, yeah. The slightest thing, you come home, yeah, that chicken cold, you know. Yeah. It's Bella's.
Nah, I ain't talking about that, so yeah.
It's Bella's.
talking about that.
I want hot food when I come home.
Alright,
You know, nah, I kidding. We don't support domestic violence. We don't support that. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like the slightest things now could just throw you off, you know?
Yeah.
And you would react a different way than you would on a regular day, you know? Yeah. And that's because everything build up and, you know, you're not really releasing the way you're supposed to. Pause. That's a pause moment. Yeah. Right? So yeah, we need to understand that it's okay, you know, boy, to be a little more vocal.
Be a little more vulnerable.
Be a little more
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just you don't need to be vulnerable. Everybody
Can't do that. I think we had that conversation one time. Imagine you going through something, right? And you go on and you're talking to a brethren. And you're telling a brethren, boy, going through a hard time. For example, let's say you have a girl, right?
Yeah.
And you and a girl going through something. I think I see this on a video and I end up talking to you about we had a conversation. Talk to Q and them about something like that. So imagine you going through something with your girl. And let's say she linked with her next fella, right? And whatever the case is happening, and you talking to your partner about that, and you saying to yourself, it's a safe space, but I could talk to my virgin boy, and he give me sound advice, and that man laugh in his face. Like, what you gonna do?
That's not your brethren.
Yeah, that's not your virgin. One, that's not your virgin. You had to know your friends. You had to know your friends. You had to know your friends.
And as you get older, you realize who your real friends is.
Yeah, you
and who you can talk to
everybody
and
and talking your business and them kind of thing, you know.
Cause you're a man, you know real people, and real people know your face, and cause you're
them is not friend.
Yeah, you're outgoing person. You're more outgoing than me, but you know a lot of people and things like that. But everybody's your friend.
Yeah,
and everybody.
I know that for sure.
Seek
You
your
know
best
that too.
interests and things like that. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I know plenty of people.
Yeah.
But we ain't all friends. We acquaintances. You know each other. Probably know each other from partying or from school or from wherever it might be. Wherever at that point in my life I would be doing something and I know them from that time, cool. But you see that word friend, that is something that people has been using a little too loosely now, but you had to tighten up on that because saying everybody is a friend.
I know you about 30 years.
About 30 years.
Most
we
of
old. We old, yeah.
Since nursery
school, boy.
Nursery, primary, secondary. Only thing I didn't do was university.
Yeah, you ain't miss nothing. They ain't miss nothing.
Well, yeah.
But just lying.
Depression is a real thing. I definitely don't take that shit lightly. No. Because when you're feeling it, just
it'll be rough.
Talk. Yeah.
It'll be rough.
I tell you, I feel like I was constantly in pain all the time, body hurting, ambition going, drive going.
You feel to do anything. I didn't even want to go back to work.
Yeah,
I remember I was ready to walk off my job, all kind of thing. Because I remember at that point in time when it happened.
Yeah.
I think I was taking like 3 days or something, and I could tell you that because I was telling her, I was like, hey, the way them operating with me, I ready to press for me, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think I wanted, I can't remember, he's my cousin.
Yeah.
And with organizations, is immediate family. Parents, siblings, spouse, whatever the case is, right? Children. So that's like, well, we can't really get the 3 days bereavement. I was like, all right, well, here we go. Give me one, either work from home or casual or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And give me one no pay or something. Or if I had to apply for it, whatever the case is. But and it was a run around. And I said to myself, all right, if there's the fight down for a situation like this, I know why I need to know from all. So I was cool, I was ready to just not go back. Especially after dealing with everything and funeral and all of that. I was just like, boy, I think I could just rock home for the hour, you know. Yeah? Bills was smaller them days, so I was like, yeah, I'll manage.
Yeah, you
so
definitely
like,
need more time off because I don't remember going to work and then you're going to work and then everybody telling you condolences and just which is okay of course, but it just kind of bringing it back up now, boy.
Yeah,
and
how you going and I might catch you one-on-one. Hey, you know, sorry to hear about this. I'm sorry for your loss and
it's a lot.
It's kind words, yeah. Well, I feel like, and it's not everybody, yeah. Because I mean, some people let's be very sincere when they're saying it and whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the natural thing to do. Like, all right, well, yeah, we know he lose somebody. Condolences, boy. Sorry for your loss, boy. It's like, you know, I like a buy anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Better you just pass me straight, you know. Better you just pass me straight. Leave that for people who really want to check up on me and really consider me. I cool with that. I cool with if you see me and you know what happened and we don't bring it up. I can respect that. Because I know it's going to be awkward and you trying to save yourself and me from having that kind of awkward silence. Because after you say this, like, what done now? Alright, so where you Mark? What you having for breakfast? Like, nah, boy, better you just keep it pushing. Hey, you have this to do today or whatever, or I need help from you to do this or whatever. Alright, bet, no problem.
I feel like you need like a month off or more or something. I definitely didn't feel like going to work and anything at all. I was just out it. I had work to do, I was just kind of dragging
dragging your foot,
dragging my foot just to keep my job.
Like, you know, I have expenses now, boy. I have expenses, so, you know, I remain employed, I do what I do, but I don't really hear mentally, you know. I just say, When I went back to work, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was quiet for a while.
Well, that's even more quiet, so. But I definitely respect that depression now. It is.
It's no joke.
It's no joke. It's very. Some people don't even come out of it.
No.
Some people can't even get over.
Take that shit to the grave, you know.
Yeah, some people doesn't never
plan, but
some people doesn't never bounce back at all, and I understand why.
Let's be in a slum, and then some of them they don't have any kind of support as well, no, which is worse.
Worse, yeah. You dealing with that on your own.
Yeah. Some of them might lead, be led astray. They might be. So drinking heavily, like, you know. All right, so I'm not saying I don't have alcoholics in Trinidad and the Caribbean. I like how it have them in the States, like you see them on TV and you know it's a real thing. I used to say that them people and them on TV and I'm trying to be careful with what I'm saying. I don't really care to do it too now. So anyway, I used to say, but them soft, boy. Them soft. You're drinking. I was like, everybody, people in the Caribbean drinking every day. And the functioning normal, they're not thing and they're cool. But it's when you went into adult and you realize some people ain't drinking for fun again, you know.
Yeah, fun is to get away from the problem.
Some people ain't drinking for fun again, like, you know. Then you realize, oh shit.
But I started to smoke real weed though. Now I get so slim too. I was probably smoking. I was probably smoking like 3 times a day, a blunt 3 times a day, and I wasn't eating. So that was losing weight. I was like 20. I was about 200 pounds.
Right into the munchies, yes.
I was about 200 pounds. I was like 20 something pounds. When I went and weigh myself, I was like 175, between 175, 180. I was like, wow.
Dream to be that size again right now. I'm telling you.
Nah, boy. Because as a man, it took me a long while to put on weight. Because I was a skinny fella. Nah. It took me a long while and to kind of lose it so fast and didn't even realize it until I kind of put on a jersey.
But we know what's going on here. I remember.
And well, I was talking to me and stuff like that, and then I realized, like, nah, boy, I didn't make some changes.
Like, I used to ask her, I remember I went through that, I was like, you eat? He's like, nah, but I was like,
Yeah,
I need something. I know the
wasn't
questions to ask because obviously the situation different.
Yeah.
But the feeling in theory is more or less the same now, boy. You know, so I'd be like, that man ain't eating. I know that man ain't sleeping. I know that man stressing. He crying and he won't tell nobody. You know, that kind of, all the things now, boy, all the things, you know.
I was just watching plenty sad movies, sad
It's the worst
songs.
music you can find at that point in time.
was just-
Something make you cry. I tell you, it's the worst thing. The worst thing you're doing is like, why you trying to put yourself through that? You're done dealing with plenty, you're gonna make it worse. You know, I tell you, I don't think I listen to any happy music. You know, none. Not a
no
soca,
uplifting.
not a
There's just sad music,
It's
sad
cool playing thing I
shows.
listening to. It's cool playing thing I listening to. Yeah, I know, boy. I know.
Watching
tell you.
depressing movies, and I was searching for them kind of movies because I wanted kind of answers. I wanted to see like what people is really do to kind of get
right.
into this and how they just feel. And when hearing some of these stories and things like that, I was like, shit, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And that's what that. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
But I would say, boy, like, let's say you, moms, Max at the time, like, what they really hold it down and kind of get me out of my slump. And, you know, now we's real talk now and more than usual. But, yeah, boy, talking to people, talking to your close ones, your loved ones, it really does help.
It helps. I wish I could do that sooner. And not just for that situation, like, in general. Like, if you know you're going through something and it presses on you, like, you could say, yo, like whenever I just want to talk to you about something, I feel like I'm going through a little something here right now, and I realize it affected me, and I realize my behavior a little off, so I might have overlook it a little bit. Yeah,
Nah, you can't blame yourself because you doesn't know any time, that time, and people don't understand until they feel it. Like, you doesn't be thinking properly at all. You might think you're okay, but your mind is sometimes be gone.
Yep. So my message to the people, the viewers, or who going to view, or waiting for it, or whatever the case is, do not overlook or downplay depression. Do not overlook or downplay how you're feeling. If it is to have something that you're going through, and you feel like it weighing on your mind or on your shoulders or whatever, talk to somebody. If you feel like you don't have somebody to talk to, it's have means for that, it's have professional help. You could we will get the information and we'll post it, or it will come in a separate session, but we'll get it out there. But in the interim, check it out online. It have people that you could reach out to, little hotlines that you could call, people that will help you get through a difficult time. It have professionals that you could talk to, and let them help you. If you feel like you don't have somebody you could go to, just don't deal with that shit by yourself. It ain't doing nobody no good.
I fully agree. I definitely think men need to get therapy. Like I say, like you said though, if you have nobody to really talk to like that, seek out help. Professional help does really help. You know?
I know we're saying men because men don't really venture into that kind of business, getting help and talking about the emotions and things. But it's for everybody too, Just speaking specifically to men right now, but it's for everybody.
Man, say about the issues, man. Say about trying to get good now, man. You can't want to be the same and have the same issues. You have to seek help.
You have to grow,
It's tough.
You have to change.
Trust me, it's tough.
But
it's tough for me here now because I thought I was gonna cry. And I thought about before this. I holding it together now because I had the experience and, I get a little strength from it. But seek the help, see about your traumas, because it will definitely help in the long run, and you'll definitely become a better person, a better man, a better father, husband, whatever it may be, whoever it is. Seek the help, talk to the people that you need to talk to, family, close friends, whatever, professionally. Just do it. Because I didn't want to do it, trust me, from somebody who's mostly distant most of their life, and to kind of change now where I actually talk to people and try to let them in and things like that, because that should definitely affect my life in a negative way because it wasn't doing me any good.
Right.
And I didn't know about it, but I never used to address it. You know, it's only until my sister passed and all them things started
Then,
happening to me
yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
After one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. It's like
Maybe I should do something about
no,
this.
you should. You
Yeah,
definitely
maybe
should.
I should do something about this. Yeah.
You definitely should. You'll feel a lot lighter.
Yeah. That's what you're looking at. Looking
yeah.
at peace, you know. That
Peace.
mental health. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. You only get one of this, you know.
Yeah.
And nothing could weigh on you like your own thoughts. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
So
could.
protect your mental health and talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. You know. That's it.
But even though what I just do,
Talk to somebody, you know.
what I just do sometimes, I just I send like voice notes to myself.
Right.
Or type out things. I send
Yeah.
voice notes to myself or record myself
Yeah.
and you know, just let it out. Don't hold it in.
And I said I actually forgot that point.
Hold it. Journal or
Journal.
whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Journal. I forgot that
Journal.
point.
I send voices
Yeah.
to myself
Yeah.
and videos to myself and
Yeah.
you know, let it out. Don't keep it in.
Yeah, that journal thing is a big win.
Yeah.
I think it's for your birthday. We was talking about that, yeah. We went back by you after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were chopping it up outside and I was like, yeah, but I write down a couple of things, you know.
Yeah.
And I breathing it out. Yeah. That does help too. So yeah, just to add to the list, you know, professional help, talk to your loved ones, talk to somebody that you could confide in, you know your people. As we were talking about earlier, know your people. Can't go to any and everybody with what playing on your mind, so you gotta know who you're going to. Be careful about that. But if you feel like you ain't there yet, write it down. As Keeks was saying, you know, he would send a voice note. You could WhatsApp yourself. No, my song's changed, but you could WhatsApp yourself.
Right, my WhatsApp is plenty things with myself, plenty
Yeah,
things.
even if it's
My
just to
chat-
get it out now, you know,
Yeah.
or you could do it as voice recorder, you could just do it in your own WhatsApp chat, you know. Just voice it out, get it out, so at least you're saying it now. So you're getting it out in the open and you're getting it out of here. Yeah. But journal has definitely helped for me. I just write down a lot of stuff now, you know, just get it out and you'll be surprised. I get out some nights, some stuff might be playing on my head and I'll be like, I can't sleep, boy. This is crazy. And then I might say, you know what, I'm gonna think about whatever bothering me and I might just write it down or whatever the case is. And once I get out, it'll be like, as you say, a little weight lifted, I feel better, and I out like a light, and that's it. I'm gonna slap this fly just now.
Yeah, well, you should probably wrap it up there. You know, it was a good little talk.
Yeah,
Getting it out.
nice little TED
I
talk.
hope our talk did kind of get to people,
Yeah.
male, female, don't matter. But
Yeah, anybody that dealing with something, I hope you come across this video at some point. Know that you'll be alright now. Just take the proper measures to ensure that you're okay.
yeah,
Yeah, don't do too much of this.
yeah.
Yeah, don't do too much of that.
Well, cheers. It was a good one.
It was a nice session.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, just take care of your mental health. Don't sleep under pressure and don't overlook it. Don't brush it off. Face it head on and deal with it. And deal with
Definitely.
it. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, yeah, nice first
First
pilot.
episode. yeah, pilot.
Yeah, nice little pilot. So
Alright,
good to
guys.
go.
Well, stay tuned. We have more to come. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Pilot boys, bitch.
Yeah, pilot boys. All right.